Let's just get right to it. Most men don't actually fear intimacy. What they fear is rejection. They fear that one specific moment, you know the one, where they make a move and the entire vibe just crashes. But what if there was a way to invite intimacy without all that pressure, without ever looking needy, and most importantly, without ever setting yourself up for that soul-crushing no? Well, there is. And it's not some kind of trick. It's a shift in how you see the entire interaction. It's all about tapping into the psychology of connection so that moving forward feels, well, not just natural, but almost inevitable. And look, before we dive into the exact steps, if you're serious about mastering this kind of emotional intelligence in your life, this is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. You really won't want to miss what we cover on this channel. Okay, so here's the game plan for today. First, we'll talk about the real fear. Then we'll get into the 3 emotional switches that have to be flipped on. After that, we'll explore the power of an invitation. Then we'll cover how you can shape the energy. And finally, how to guide that final moment, completely pressure-free. So first up, the real fear. And look, this isn't just about feeling a little nervous. It's about a huge misunderstanding of attraction that trips up so many guys. Once you get this, I promise, everything else just starts to click. Think about it like this. For a lot of men, attraction can be like a light switch, right? It's either on or it's off. It happens fast, it's very visual. But for many women, it's way more like a dimmer switch. The light gets brighter, slowly. It builds over time, layered with emotional experiences. It's not just about what you look like, it's about how you make her feel. And trying to force a physical connection too soon, that's like jamming the dimmer switch all the way up. You don't get a brighter light, you just break the circuit. And that brings us to the absolute core of all of this. The decision to be intimate. It doesn't happen in her logical brain. She's not sitting there making a pros and cons list. It's a feeling. It's an emotional yes that happens when the moment feels right. When that feeling is there, physical connection is just the natural next step. So the big question is, how do you create that feeling? That brings us to our second section, the 3 emotional switches. Think of these like a combination lock. You need all 3 in the right order before any real connection can open up. The first switch is safety. And I'm not just talking about physical safety. That's a given. I'm talking about emotional safety. It's the feeling she gets that you won't judge her, that she can relax, that if she said no to something, you wouldn't get all weird or angry. This is created by your emotional stability, your calm presence. Just that vibe alone, the one that says, hey, whatever happens, we're good. That's incredibly attractive. Okay, next up is trust. Now, this isn't some grand gesture. It's built in all the tiny moments. It's when your words actually match your actions. You say you'll do something, you do it. You say you respect her boundaries, and then you actually do. Every single time your words and your actions line up, you're building a little more trust, making it safe for her to be a little more vulnerable. And the final switch? Anticipation. Oh, this is the fun part. This is the chemical magic. It's that electricity in the air, that little bit of tension that makes things exciting. And you don't create it by pushing forward. You create it with restraint, by holding back just a little. It's in the playful smile, the eye contact that lasts a half second too long. It's the space you create that makes her wonder, what's next? Okay, so once you have safety, trust, and anticipation all working for you, you're ready for the real magic. And that brings us to section 3, the power of invitation. This is the art of asking without ever actually asking. Let's compare these two, right? A direct question like, do you want to come back to my place? It forces a yes or no answer. It feels like a transaction, like you're trying to close a sale. But an emotional invitation, something like, I'm having such a great time, I really don't want this night to end. That creates an opportunity. It's not a question, it's a statement of how you feel. It invites her to participate in that feeling and makes any next step feel like a shared decision. So here's a really powerful way to put this into practice. It's called the soft withdrawal. When you feel that spark, that moment where the chemistry is just right, a guy's normal instinct is to lean in, right? To push for more. I want you to try the exact opposite. Just for a second, lean back. Not in a cold way, just relax, take a breath. What you're doing is creating a tiny vacuum, a little bit of space. You're removing the pressure, and that gives her the chance to be the one to close that distance. And the psychology here is just beautiful. The second she realizes you aren't just trying to get something from her, her own desire is finally free to come to the surface. You've taken your agenda off the table, and now she can move towards you because she wants to. Rejection isn't even a possibility here because it's becoming her idea too.
Now, this next part, it's the foundation for absolutely everything we've talked about. Section 4, shaping the energy. You have to remember, your emotional state is contagious. How you feel directly impacts how she feels. This is all about mastering your own internal state.
In these critical moments, your primary job is simple, even if it's not always easy. And that job is to hold a calm, grounded presence. This isn't about being cold or aloof. It's about being the steady rock in the interaction. When you are calm, when you're unhurried, when you're not desperate for one specific outcome, you create an environment where she can finally relax and feel safe.
I mean, just think about the difference. Anxious energy feels needy, doesn't it? It's always looking for approval. It creates this awkward tension that pushes her away. But calm energy is grounded. It's present. It communicates safety without saying a word. It allows the moment to just unfold. And that is the energy that allows her to soften and connect with her own feelings. All right, let's bring this all together. In our final section, we're going to talk about guiding the final moment. You've built the connection, you've shaped the energy, so now what? How do you actually escalate without fumbling right at the finish line? So we come all the way back to that central question. How do you actually do it? How do you ask without asking and move things forward when the moment feels right? Well, the secret is a small but really profound shift in your language. You have to stop asking for a yes. A yes or no question is a demand. It puts her on the spot. Instead, I want you to start asking about a feeling. See, when you ask about her feelings, the focus instantly shifts from your needs to her experience. You're not demanding a decision, you're showing you care about her emotional state. And that's the safest question in the world for her to answer. Here are a couple of perfect examples. Instead of saying, "Do you want to come inside?" try asking, "Do you feel comfortable here with me?" Or instead of just leaning in for a kiss, you could pause for a second and ask, "Is this okay?" This language puts her in total control. And here's the magic part. Even if she says, I think this is a little fast for me," you haven't been rejected. You've just been trusted with honest information. And your response, "Hey, no problem at all. I'm having a great time." That actually builds more trust for the future. And as things do move forward, remember this one simple rule. Mirror her desire. Don't overwhelm it. If she lightly touches your arm, you can gently touch her hand back. If she leans in an inch, you meet her there. You're matching her energy, not overpowering it. It creates this powerful, subconscious feeling that you two are in sync. It's like a dance, not a wrestling match. And all of this builds to the ultimate goal, the final reframe. You want to make intimacy feel like it was the moment's idea, not just your idea. You do this by simply verbalizing the shared experience. Saying something like, "Wow, there's a really nice energy between us right now," turns it into something you're both a part of. It's no longer about you wanting something from her, it's about both of you being caught up in the same shared feeling. So if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this. Women follow emotion, and emotion lives in the moment. So stop trying to force an outcome. Your only job is to be the architect of that moment. Build the safety, build the trust, build the anticipation. And once you've done that, you won't have to ask. The moment itself will do all the inviting for you. Hey, if this gave you a new way to think about connection, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps. And if you want to keep going deeper on this stuff, make sure you're subscribed because this is what we talk about every single week. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Has this idea of invitation over asking clicked for you? What's been your biggest challenge when it comes to creating this kind of pressure-free connection? Drop your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. I read all of them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.